Okay, continuing our lesson on integration by parts, you'll notice this next one. If we go through the I late progression, you'll notice that we don't have any inverse trig functions, logs, or algebraic functions. We have trig functions. We have two of them. Okay. Now, because we have two of them, if you start with integration by parts, that should kind of give you an idea that that's kind of weird. And maybe integration by parts isn't necessary. And what I notice here is that secant squared is the derivative of tangent. So here, I really don't need an entire integration by parts. All I have to do, really, is use substitution. So I basically put this one in here just as an example to kind of show you that don't think that you have to use integration by parts all the time. Think of other things as well. If I let u equal tangent of x, then du will be secant squared x dx. I'll get rid of that entire integrand. So that would give me the integral of, in place of secant squared x dx, I'm simply putting du, and in place of tangent x, I'm putting u. So the antiderivative of this is simply a 1/2 u squared plus c, and then if I plug tangent back in there, I get 1/2 tangent squared x plus c. So it's a much simpler problem. Integration by parts wasn't necessary. Okay, and the last example here, what if I have a definite integral? Okay, well, definite integral, you find the value of the integral and then you plug in the limits, right? Now this one, we don't know the antiderivative of natural log. We know the derivative of it. We don't know the antiderivative of it. So be careful with that. A lot of people say, hey, that's just 1 over x. No, 1 over x is the derivative, not the antiderivative. So it doesn't seem that there's a substitution. There's actually, believe it or not, it doesn't look like a reverse product rule, but it is. Okay. Using the I late progression, there are no inverse trig functions. There is a logarithm. So I'm going to let u equal the natural log of x. Now you might say, well, there is nothing else. Well, yes, there is. There's a dx. So I'm going to let dv be everything else, which is simply dx. Now the derivative of log x is 1 over x dx. And the antiderivative of 1 dx is x. Okay, so if I go uv, that would be x log x minus the integral of v times du. The x times 1 over x cancels, so I've got x log x minus the integral of simply dx from, and all of this is from 1 to e. Now I still have to evaluate this integral first, so x log x minus the antiderivative of 1, again as we said earlier, is x. I don't need to put plus c because it's a definite integral, so I'm evaluating this from 1 to e. So substituting e, I get e times log of e, which is 1, so that's just e, minus e, that's going to be 0, minus, now I plug in 1. 1 log 1, that's 0, minus 1. So this equals 0 minus a negative 1, which is simply a value of 1. So if you have a definite integral, you do the same thing, you go through the same situation, and you're good. So that's the end of the first part of the integration by parts. I'm going to come back with one more video, and we're going to do something called tabular integration, and that'll be it.